स्वागत है viewers वहीं से कि जालों को बार अपने आंसर से Hornbill TV Nagaland unemployment bishi hoi daga National Latest Periodic Labor Force Survey 2023-2024 laga hisab te itia unemployment rate to 7.1% de ase kuntu ja sal ke bi 4.3% bishi huise idu chinta uthai ke na NLA the Tuesday de kuta korea humoy Minister Timchan Rina along par janai she state laga unemployment rate to national average ke bi 3.2% bishi ase aru itu problem do pura likha town khan de thaga jawan manu khan hi 15 bra 29 thaga youth khan unemployed thaga do 27.4% huise pura likha youth khan unemployed thaga northeast the second highest ase Arunachal Pradesh laga piche Nagaland 27% postgraduates unemployed ase diploma thaga kan 36.2% ase aru graduates kan 19.2% ase Kiniga hoilebi kintu along kuise worker population ratio improve hoise self employment aro manu khan ke agriculture horticulture tourism aro creative sector de kam korea nimite tai hoilebi kuise manu bishi kam kori ase kintu job creation do khidawole napra ase itia 70,000 unemployed state youth state they register hoigina ase and imna long para kuise itu problem the government job bishi khita private sector bishi komti hua aro jaga diktar de thaga nimite koigina iniga policy banawole mangise good education to employment bawole paria logode link koribole lage self employment aro rural entrepreneurship encourage koribole lage kuse
The overall unemployment, age 15 and above, unemployment rate rose to 7.1% from 4.3% last year, that is 2022-23. India's overall rate, 3.2%, showing Nagaland is higher. If we look at the location, urban unemployment is at 11.3%, rural at 5.7%. Youth unemployment, age 15 to 29, overall it is 27.4%, urban youth at 39.6%, rural youth at 23.1%. Educated unemployment, secondary and above, overall 13.4%, which was 8.9%. Postgraduates at 27%, diploma holders 26.2%, graduates 19.2%, second highest among Indian states after Arunachal Pradesh at 16%, national average is at 7.1%. The unemployment rate for individuals aged 15 and above rose to 7.1%, a steep increase from 4.3% the previous year, a surge of over 65%. Compared to the all India average of approximately 3.2%, Nagaland's unemployment ratio remains significantly higher. By location, urban areas recorded a much higher unemployment ratio of 11.3%, whereas rural areas had a relatively lower rate of 5.7%, demonstrating a clear urban-rural disparity. Youth unemployment, age 15 to 29. Among youth, the unemployment ratio was alarmingly high at 27.4%. Urban youth face even greater challenges, with unemployment soaring to 39.6%, contrasted with 23.1% in rural areas. Educated unemployment, secondary and above. Among individuals with secondary education and above, unemployment rose sharply from 8.9% in 2022-23 to 13.4% in 2023-24. This is the second highest rate among all Indian states, just behind Arunachal Pradesh, while the national average was only 7.1%, breaking it down. So, if we look at the unemployment ratio, the postgraduates and above, the diploma certificate holders, graduates are at a staggering high. But one good news is that the worker population ratio, despite the rise in unemployment, the worker population ratio improved. Worker population ratio increased from 32.8% in 2017-18 to 68.1% in 2023-24, indicating a substantial boost in employment engagement. What we are seeing now in our state of Nagaland is a very surprising trend, because in many other states of the Northeast, the worker population ratio is actually not increasing much. Our educated employed, whether we call them unemployable or employed, they are going down. They are not able to get the jobs, or maybe not employable in many ways. But there is a very big impetus on the worker population ratio. The amount of people that are getting income and economic impetus with regards to the land and its resources, agriculture, horticulture and land resources, is out of the 32.8% rise of 68.1%, 30% of it goes to the agri and the allied sector, especially people who are working on land resources and agri and allied. And approximately 60% is due to the soft skills and the vibrant youth, especially in the sectors of tourism and its activities, and the people, young people who are artistic and they are able to mitigate some way the needs. So the worker population ratio is the highest in the Northeast among the northeastern states, Nagaland.
इतिया खाता ब्रेक एकता लो ले अपना साइड आगे भी हॉर्नबिल टीवी
অসমীয়া জাতীয় জীৱনৰ আয়ুস ৰেখা ভূপেন হাজৰিকা দেৱক আমি তেখেতৰ জন্ম শতবাৰ্ষিকী শ্ৰদ্ধাঞ্জলি জ্ঞাপন কৰিছো
জিলিকা বলুই তৰে পাৰ এন্ধাৰৰ ভেটা ভাঙি প্ৰাগজ্যোতি হতবল জেউতি নিজৰাৰে ধাৰ হত হত বন্তিৰে জ্ঞানৰে দীপালিয়ে জিলিকা বলুই তৰে পাৰ
সুধাকণ্ঠ ডক্টৰ ভূপেন হাজৰিকাৰ সপোনৰ গীত আছিল এয়া গুৱাহাটী বিশ্ববিদ্যালয়ক লৈ তেখেতে এই গুৱাহাটী বিশ্ববিদ্যালয়তে ছাত্ৰ হিচাপে আৰু শিক্ষক হিচাপে কৰ্মৰত হৈ আছিল
নতুন প্ৰজন্মৰ হলেও তেওঁৰ যোনখিনি পুৰণি গীত আমাৰ মনত এটা এটা গীতৰ যোনখিনি অৰ্থ বহাই থৈ গৈছে সেইখিনি অৰ্থ কিটা পাহৰিব নোৱাৰা
কহুৱা বন মোৰ শান্ত মন আল ফুল হাতেৰে লোৱা খাবতি
তেওঁ খুব ধুনীয়া ধুনীয়া গান লিখি থৈ গৈছে বহুত ইনস্পায়াৰ কৰে মানুহক
প্ৰায় 1984 চনত আমাৰ গুৱাহাটী চিকিৎসা মহাবিদ্যালয়ত তেখেত আহিছিল তাৰ পিছত 1986 চনত তেখেতে আমাৰ যেটো কলেজৰ যেটো সিলভাৰ জুবিলি হৈছিল সেই সিলভাৰ জুবিলি তেখেতে এটা গান আমাক লিখি দিছিল তেখেতে আমাৰ কলেজৰ লগত যথেষ্ট ওতপ্ৰোতভাৱে জড়িত আছিল
যিকোনো আজৰি সময়ত আমি তেখেতৰ গীত শুনিবলৈ ভাল পাওঁ আৰু গাবলৈ ভাল পাওঁ বিমূৰ্ত মোৰ নিহাতি যেন মৌনতাৰ হুতাৰে বোৱা এখনি নীলা সাদৰ
ডক্টৰ ভূপেন হাজৰিকাৰ গানবোৰ মানে প্ৰতিটো শব্দতে ইমান অৰ্থ সোমাই আছে সেইবাবে আমি বহুত ভাল পাওঁ মোৰ গান বহু আস্থাহীনতাৰ বিপৰীতে গভীৰ আস্থাৰ গান মোৰ গান কল্পনা বিলাসৰ বিপৰীতে
আমি মেডিকেলৰ ছাত্ৰ ছাত্ৰী তো আমি বহুত পঢ়া শুনাৰ মাজতো কৰ্মব্যস্ততাৰ মাজতো কিছুমান গান গুণগুণাই ভাল পাওঁ অসম আমাৰ ৰূপহী গুণৰো নাই শেষ ভাৰতৰে পূৰ্ব দিশৰ সূৰ্য উঠা দেশ
ভাৰত ৰত্ন ডক্টৰ ভূপেন হাজৰিকা সকলোৰে হৃদয়ে হৃদয়ে
গীতৰ সভাত তুমিয়েতো প্ৰধান অলংকাৰ
Welcome back viewers, apni an saye Hornbill TV. Nagaland unemployed manu bishi hua pra MLA Dr. Nisha Tiomero pra chinta dikhaise. Itu pra society de biya huo guina. Tai janaise olop age de lua forest guard recruitment de 154 posts nimide 23,000 candidates apply korise aru 46 constable posts nimide 11,000 manu apply korise. Itu chinta ge hatawole nimide tai bra suggest korise food stall vending units aru poultry piggery units khan promote koribole lage. Tai church khan ke bhi employment khan dibi koigina government ge CSO aro NGO khan ge miligina skill development aro dignity of labor upor kam kori dibi kushe.
One of the severe problem we have in our state is the educated unemployed youth. We debate or discuss so much about the affairs of the state. However, we have an unemployment problem which needs to be viewed as one of the most important chapters. In India, the job market for the last few years is challenging as thousands of people lost their jobs across companies and sectors. A report by the International Labour Organization, a large number of Indian youths are out of work. Let me reflect back in the year 2020. 35% of the youth are unemployed, and it has doubled to 65% in 2022. One of the reasons why it has been staggered is because of the COVID pandemic. Until 2019, the number of employment was rising, but due to the pandemic, many had lost their jobs. Therefore, it will take time to recover. It is going to be a long time challenge. More than 50% of Indian population is below the age of 25 years. So in the coming years, more will enter the job market. In the next decade, we will have 7 to 8 million job seekers. India will have to create employment for them. In the state context, more than 72,000 are registered as educated unemployed youth between the age group of 15 to 29 years, which is 27.4% during 23 to 24, which puts the state youth unemployment rate on the higher side. Whereas our state has the highest unemployment rate, according to the Center for Monitoring Indian Economy data during 2024. Nagaland unemployment hovered above 20%, making it the highest in India. Looking at this, we have to think about seriously in managing the employment sector by adopting effective measures and policies. One of the instances that I would like to point out stated by our former speakers in the recent interview for 154 vacancies of forest guards. The aspirants candidates were more than 23,000 in the forest department, and 46 vacancies for the post of constables. There were more than 11,000 aspirant candidates in the excise department, out of which around 200 will be qualified for the job, whereas the rest will be left jobless, or some through competitive exam will be employed. And this group of youth will give an impact of a healthy or an undesired society. When we talk about healthy society, we need to generate more avenues to lower the rate of unemployment. If this crisis is not checked and balanced, we will see more criminals, alcoholics, drug addicts, and corruption in our state. I would like to express my views with some points. In the non-farm sector, facilitating nano retailers and food stalls, both in rural and urban areas, like juice bars in highways, tea stalls, food joints in urban areas, and strategic rural areas, fruits and vegetables vending in highways, and marketplace for young parents, youth, and retired people. Under this sector, we may target to take 3,000 units that will generate 3,000 jobs, immediately giving approximately rupees 2 lakh to 10 lakhs income in a year. Under livestock, poultry units where 200 layer birds are considered as a unit can generate an annual income of approx rupees 2.5 to 3 lakhs a year for self-employment. If government can take up 5,000 units on pilot case, it can create 5,000 jobs immediately, both in urban and rural areas. Piggery units of 50 pigs per unit in a year can give approx rupees 4 to 6 lakhs income to the self-employed. The government can take up 2,000 units on a pilot basis and create immediately jobs both in rural and urban areas for 2,000 people. Encouraging the church-sponsored colleges, schools, where many are employed as lecturers, teachers, clerks, grade 4 staffs, including the church workers such as pastors, counselors, directors, missionaries, etc. For instance, in my district, there are 34 institutions sponsored by a group of churches, generating approximately 850 to 900 employment opportunities to unemployed youth. The government is also doing tremendous work to generate employment for the youth in various sectors for their livelihood by introducing schemes and subsidies, PMEGP, CMMFI, capacity building, startups, etc. Through this, many unemployed youth are given platforms. The government, together with CSOs, NGOs, can emphasize on dignity of labor and skill development, whereby larger group of youth can be reached and be equipped with skills such as masonry, carpentry, craftsman, tailoring, etc. to generate employment and livelihood. In conclusion, the state government, under the visionary leadership of our Honorable Chief Minister, at this pace, the innovative programs is bringing about concrete changes in the employment sector for the betterment of our youth, whereby paving ways for a brighter future and society.
এতিয়া খাতা ব্ৰেক এটা লৈ থাকিব ইলে আপনি আন চাই থাকিবি হৰ্নবিল টিভি
HIV can infect anyone, including children. A woman with HIV can spread it to her baby during pregnancy, delivery, or breastfeeding.
सोनाक्षी मसाला कहाँ है इधर उधर सब जगह देख लिया मुझे मिल नहीं
खामोश
खामोश चुप
अब देखा
एवरीडे मसाले
आओ बनाते हैं मसालेदार छोले
छोले
हर रोज के करी में एवरीडे मसाले
साफ मसाले खुशबू और प्योर जांच टेस्ट से भर दे हर जुबान पे स्वाद
एवरीडे मसाले देश का स्वाद
Welcome back viewers, apni an saye Hornbill TV. Health and Family Welfare Department bra COVID-19 pandemic homoy contract bra medical officers khan ke appoint korea 98 manuge regularize kuri dia opor Naga Students Federation bra khushi napai kina idu order wapas loi kina NPSC aro NSSP ke recruitment lole diwole mangi ase NSF bra age debi NPSC aro NSSP laga bahar regularize kuria khilaf kurise koi kina department bra inika kuria do recruitment niyom khilaf ase aro equal opportunity laga principle nachula ase guse Federation koise 2015 aro 2024 majode 61 medical officers khali NPSC bra recruit hoise কিন্তু ইদু একটা নোটিফিকেশন পৰা 98 কে একবাৰ পৰা ৰেগুলাৰাইজ কৰি দি আছে Nagaland hutai sal 150 MBBS graduates olai kuise NSF pra government ke notification wapas loigina 280 post ke NPSC aro NSSP le dibule aro COVID-19 appointees khan ke grace marks aro one time age relaxation dibule suggest kori dishe Our Students Conference par 64 Teachers Day 2025 program organized korile thakia do cancel kori dia ase hoina AKM bra student community teaching fraternity aro general public de janai dise AKM bra itu laga faisla do 5 tribes committee partha reservation policy review kori bole laga mamla de ikku solution nalwa nimite state sarkar function khan ge participate na koriyo kwa opore ase resolution law khara kori gina aro sob manu bra miligina faisla loa de AKM bra 64 Teachers Day program 2025 itu saldo namanibo koi gina janai dise 5 tribes committees par resolution adopt kuriate solidarity tikhabo nimite faisla do loise aro manu sob ke itu inconvenience to buji dibole koise AKM bra teachers khan ge tai khan la contribution nimite acknowledge aro appreciate kora do tai khan garne itu sal formal program na thakile bi respect aro gratitude to hotai ase goi gina janai dise Itia karni imani aro alak updates karni sai thakibe Hornbill TV